All right, Nate. Scott and Drew covered us on the campaign, but we're jumping all over Call of Duty Vanguard's multiplayer. Let's check it out.
Their lives turned upside down by the Reich. Each one with an axe to grind. And when we turn them loose, you better believe they're coming out swinging.
All right, Nate, this week we're getting to check out Call of Duty Vanguard's multiplayer. I don't know about you, I'm a huge COD guy. I think anybody that's watched this show even somewhat knows I'm a big COD guy. So I was excited once this game dropped. Drew and Scott are taking care of the campaign. We're checking out the multiplayer because we've got some new stuff to check out. Mainly a couple of new game modes was kind of the first thing I noticed when you jumped into this multiplayer. When you first get into Quick Match, they give you an option to play a new game mode called Patrol. And it's essentially a zone that moves around the entire map, and it's not like a hard point or anything like that where it's just kind of a zone and then it disappears and it reappears somewhere else. It's actually a moving zone that's almost like on a set of tracks that moves around the map. And you're in there with your friends, and you're just trying to take that zone and kind of collect points as you're in it. But the fact that it moves around some of these maps, depending on what map it is, it could be an absolute mess. But outside of that, the other new game mode was Champion Hill, which I thought was pretty cool as well. We'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, my first impressions of this one, man, I think the time to kill has gone up a little bit, or sorry, it's shorter, and now it is. It seems very quick. I like the movement of this, but honestly, it gives me these Modern Warfare 2019 vibes. Like, it's giving me that COD gunplay that I've been looking for the last few games that we haven't gotten. What did you think jumping into multiplayer?
Well, man, I'm a big COD guy too. I've been playing this for 15 years, man. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. So getting my hands on this one, of course, the time to kill is one of the biggest changes. It is incredibly quick in this game to take someone down. And again, with patrol mode, like you were saying, this is actually one of my preferred types to play. Back in Doom 2016, they actually had a similar game mode, and it was one of my favorites. So to see it in Call of Duty on some of these maps, it works incredibly well. And then again, of course, other times on some of these smaller maps, it is just a chaotic mess. But I mean, that's a lot of what Call of Duty's formula is. You have some of the really good maps where it's tactical 6v6 or 8v8, and then sometimes you're on like these shipment style maps, which is back again, of course, small, where it's very small, and then there's just 12v12 chaos happening. But I must say, some of the other improvements, like being able to change your loadout on the fly. You can actually equip new mods for your guns. I know this is what, like the 18th Call of Duty for them to finally figure it out now, you know, whatever. But seeing it fleshed out is great. You unlock a new mod while you're playing a match. You want to test it out? Go right ahead. Oh my goodness, the scope sucks. You can easily switch back. That was one of my favorite things, because often I'd want to try out a scope and I would be stuck with it the entire match, but that is no longer a problem.
All right, Nate, so we did talk about the Patrol new game mode. I did mention Champions Hill earlier. I wanted to jump into that a little bit. This is kind of an interesting new game mode. They've gone through and had this set up as trios and duos. They've also thrown solos in there as well, which I thought was very interesting. You kind of start up with, if you're in trios or duos, with your teammates, and you have 12 lives, and you get put onto this map, and you can buy a couple of different things, whether it's perks or upgrades for your weapons, and then you get thrown into this arena against another team, and you're competing with a bunch of other teams all at the same time, with different map arenas kind of going all on at the same time. It's a very interesting game mode. I didn't quite understand when I first jumped in, but I kind of like it. It's very much like Gunfight was, if anybody that ever played Gunfight before. So they called it Champions Hill. They changed up the way you play it a little bit. There's some mechanics, like there is a common area, like I said, where you can upgrade, and there's certain things you can buy there between rounds, which I thought was really, really cool. And it's basically just last team standing wins, and I thought they did a pretty good job. This is a fun game mode that is a little more, I guess, tactical compared to the run and gun and the regular multiplayer quick play matches. But overall, I thought this was just kind of a nice addition to adding into the game modes that already exist in the game. And I know you checked out Zombies. What did you think about this year's version of Zombies?
Well, Zombies, it's interesting this time around, because again, Sledgehammer Games with Advanced Warfare, their whole zombies formula back then, it's I see a lot of that kind of in this new game. We have a completely different formula where you're not on this map unlocking doors and then trying to find sort of this central area. Right away in this game, you're in a courtyard. You have your upgraded weapon, you have your mystery box, you have all these upgrades available to you right away. And then instead of, like I said, just unlocking doors and round after round unfolding, you actually have to choose an objective. And there's only really 3 different objectives that you get to do. Places that they teleport you are sections of the map, and then other places they teleport you are old maps from like the original Call of Duty. So sometimes you get these kind of cool little Easter eggs as you're playing these missions, which I thought was very interesting. And I guess a big highlight of Zombies Now, dude, is the pacing. You get to play at your own pace. Each round you can start as quick as you want. You can start that objective right away. But what's kind of interesting is if you want to farm a few more bucks at the end of each round, when you get teleported back to the courtyard, a whole bunch of zombies spawn in on the map. So it's really nice. There are lots of zombie players that like to explore, look around, and you have that freedom now. You're not worried about the next wave spawning right away. You have that freedom to explore. Whereas other players, they just want to grind and get that gun XP. Because another cool thing is all your experience with your weapons and everything is transports over to multiplayer and to Warzone. So everything is interconnected with this. So it's really cool, man. I actually do like what they've done with zombies. I'm not a huge fan of the map, maybe. And the fact that there are only 3 different creatures to kill is a little, I miss killing those hellhounds. There's only 3 things to kill. But outside of that, I think Zombies has been a pretty decent experience. All right, man. Well, it's apparent we've had a pretty solid time with Call of Duty Vanguard. The server issues, there are none, and in games that we've been seeing as of late, well, that has been an issue. So to be able to play this game fairly seamlessly, I think this one deserves a 7, man. It's a solid Call of Duty game.
You know what? I'm right there with you. I've had a ton of fun jumping in. The map selection has been great. Yes, there's been some gun balancing issues, but what shooters don't have that? We have the usual COD hiccups with some of the respawn areas, but other than that, man, I'm having a blast. It's good to hear Zombies has changed things up just enough as well. You know what? I'm going to give this one a 7-2. Map selection and new game modes will draw you into this one. Movement and time to kill have been tweaked, leaving us with one of the best feeling COD games we've had in a few years.